Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Level Up with Lax with me Lakshmi Sujata. Today's video is absolutely special. Guess why? Because it's a dedication to a bunch of girls who have stood by me through thick and thin, who have supported me, loved me, who have been my venting point, who have also criticized me when it is required. Yes, this is a dedication to my Mom's Cafe girls. Thank you, each one of you, for always being there for me. Before we get into the topic, I have some disclaimers, not one, but three. One, I'm not a gynecologist, nor am I a psychologist, nor am I a feminist. Then who am I? I'm a soft skill trainer. The topic for today is something women experience at least once in their lifetime. It's a topic that has been trolled a lot. It's a topic that has been mocked a lot. But unfortunately, the person who is experiencing it don't find it funny at all. We are speaking about PMS, premenstrual syndrome. So before we get into premenstrual syndrome, let's first talk about the menstrual cycle. What is the menstrual cycle? It is that which helps propagation of the human race. In simple words, what helps with the reproductive cycle? Now, who experiences it? How many days is it? When does it start? When does it end? Of course, it is the female species who is lucky enough to experience this miracle of life. Generally starts about the age of 12 and goes on up to the age of 50. And this again can vary from person to person. Each menstrual cycle lasts for about 26 to 28 days, and at times up to 37 days, and at times as less as 22 days. This again depends from person to person. Now let's get into a little more detail to understand what happens during this menstrual cycle. And I'll do my best to explain it in layman's term, because I'm a layman too, right? So at a very high level, I can divide this menstrual cycle into three phases. The phase 1 is called as a menstruation or the periods. From day 1 to about day 5 or day 7 is when you have the menstruation or the periods. So what happens during this time? The inner lining of the uterus, which was formed during the previous cycle, disintegrates and comes out of the body in the form of what we call as the periods. The phase 2 is the ovulation period. Yes, that is when the mature eggs are released and the eggs are waiting for its partner to arrive. This happens between the day 12 to day 14. So we are almost halfway through the menstrual cycle now. The third phase is called as a luteal phase. So this is generally the last 14 days of the menstrual cycle. What happens here? There are two things that can probably happen. One, the egg is fertilized, which means you're pregnant. Hey, congratulations! Now what is the other thing that can happen? Egg is not fertilized, which means you're not pregnant, which is also absolutely fine. It's not time yet, right? Yes. Now along with this, there are a lot of other things that's happening in the body, in the female body during this phase or the luteal phase, which is the last 14 days of the menstrual cycle. It is preparing itself for pregnancy. Like for example, it starts forming a lining within the uterus to strengthen the uterus. There are hormonal changes like the estrogen, progesterone levels are changing. Some women experience bloating. Some women experience, suddenly they feel they've put on weight or they've become a little chubby. A lot of such changes that are happening within the body. Now, during this luteal phase, when the body realizes that there's no fertilized egg, all these hormonal levels and things try to reset itself. it's like, we have just experienced a high and then boom, you've dropped down, right? There's a sudden variation within you. It's around this time that women experience what is called as PMS, or the premenstrual syndrome. So these are the 3 phases that we spoke about. That is the menstruation, ovulation, and the luteal phase. And it is during this luteal phase that women tend to experience PMS, or the premenstrual syndrome. Now this is something that women right from when they start the menstrual cycle, that is at the age of 12 to about age of 50, do experience it, but the level or the severity of it is different. Most part of our lifetime, we might not even know that there is something like this happening within us. It just goes by as any other day. But generally for women above the age of 35 and towards the late 40s, this starts showing up with severe syndromes. Now the good news here is, though we do face it or experience it, it's for a very few percentage of women that this is quite severe. Now coming to the question, what is the reason behind PMS? I've been trying to read up research papers on this topic and also talk to friends who are doctors. And I haven't found a single definitive reason that we can pinpoint to for the cause of PMS. However, the most commonly spoken about reason is this variation of hormones, and another reason is that if there was a post-delivery or a post-pregnancy depression that was gone unnoticed. What are the symptoms of PMS? The symptoms of PMS are lethargy, depression-like feelings where you just feel like crying without a reason, headache, severe migraine kind of a headache, temperaments, irritability, shouting, screaming without a reason. These are few of the symptoms. You might be wondering, why am I speaking about PMS? Very simple answer: to bring about some awareness. I know there are about 90% of us who are already aware of this, but for the benefit of the 10% who might not. If you have been experiencing any kind of symptoms related to PMS over a period of time, my request to you is to start monitoring it or start tracking it. Every time you feel this kind of sudden burst of emotions within you, make a note of it with the date and what you felt. Continue to track this for at least a couple of months. Probably you might find a solution to it, and the reason why you are going through what you're going through. If required, do consult with a gynecologist because they will know how to help you the best. Along with this, a lot of times we might see our colleagues, our spouses, our children, our daughters, or sisters going through this phase. And a lot of times, probably because we are not aware of it, we don't tend to support them, right? We tend to get more irritated and agitate them more. So how do we help such people? How do we help people who are experiencing the PMS? Best thing is listen to them. Just follow their instruction. If they say, leave me alone, then leave them alone. If they say, please give me that hug, or please come and sit with me and watch a movie with me, please do that. Because this is a matter of just one day. They are also trying to fight it out. They are also trying to control it, and they are also trying to keep their calm. But unfortunately, they are not able to because things are slightly out of their control. So the best that we can do to them is listen to them, understand them, and just give them that smile and support that they want. Though the severity of PMS is not that high in a very large percentage of women, however, if it is happening to you, it is best that it is treated, it is monitored and gotten rid of at the earliest. Because a lot of relationships break because of this, because people don't understand what is the problem. On this note, thank you and have a great day.